Hello, I'm Paul Forsyth, the founder of Alamar Solutions, and if you're watching this video, your company may have registrations issued under EU REACH that you want to transfer into the new UK system. This is known as grandfathering. You may be wondering how to perform this using the new UK REACH IT portal. If that sounds like you, keep watching because in a moment I'll walk you through the process. I've worked with the EU regulation for more than 12 years, helping companies that use chemicals to meet their obligations with a minimum disruption to their business. I'm now helping them to deal with their new roles under UK REACH. So what I'll do now is take you through the grandfathering of one of my own registrations. First of all, as a piece of housekeeping, this is some legally required acknowledgement of copyrighted material from the HSE website and the DEFRA UK REACH IT portal that I'm going to be using in this talk. Registrations can be grandfathered into the UK system without charge, but they have to be validated later by providing the relevant health and environmental data. The deadline to provide the data can be as far out as October 2027. The easiest way to start the process is to Google UK REACH HSE, and this page will usually be in the top 3 links. Then scroll down to near the bottom where you will find an inconspicuous link titled Comply with UK REACH. Click it. This will take you to a gov.uk page titled How to Comply with REACH Chemical Regulations. Scroll down to near the bottom of this page. Before you click the green button, check the Before You Start information. This button will now take you to the Government Gateway sign-in page. It will want your name, a password, and then the access code that you will receive in a few seconds by text. The next page to provide the company information will be very intuitive and should cause you no difficulty. The acknowledgement of your new UK REACH IT or DEFRA account has links to select the services that you want to use. I've sometimes had to log out and then back in again before they're added to my account. Having done that, you'll find yourself on the account's homepage, and there's an obvious link on the right hand side, Grandfather a Registration. And now you'll see at the bottom of the next page a list of what you need before you start. Your EU registration number and its date, an I6Z dossier that will contain details of your company, the substance, its uses and the quantities released to the environment. And this will usually be the dossier that you use to register the substance under EU REACH. Continue takes you to a page that explains how to validate the grandfathered registration later. So as we continue, you'll come to this page where the dossier is uploaded. This is where you might hit an obstacle if your EU registration was made before 2016, and unfortunately this will typically be the high volume substances registered in 2010 and 2013. HSE only accepts dossiers in a .i6z format that was produced by the Euclid software versions that were introduced that year. About half the dossiers, including half of my own, were produced in the earlier .i5z format. They can be converted, but the earliest will need some obsolete software designed for Windows XP. There will almost certainly be some new validation errors, but this should be accepted. And if all else fails, you can create a new dossier. After uploading the dossier, you should see a message like this. The issue has now been resolved, but until several weeks ago the database was incomplete and it wasn't recognizing some dossiers unless they had EC200 series or CAS numbers. Continue and you will have an invitation to give your submission a meaningful name. The next page will ask you if you want to use a third party to represent you in the negotiations for the data. If you click yes, you will have to disclose and appoint him before you can proceed. This is another question that can cause a problem if nobody downloaded and kept the certificate from the European Chemical Agency. It's not too difficult to find this information if you can still access your REACH IT account. UK companies can no longer search for their substances in this database because their registrations are no longer valid. They can, however, read their messages, including their invoices, and there they will find a registration number. Registrations were backdated to the date of submission. If you can't access or recover the REACH IT account, it may not be a complete disaster when you're unable to grandfather the registration. HSE recognises that it's difficult for UK companies to provide the data, and if you commit to purchasing and providing it later, they will grant a waiver, enabling you to make a new registration but put off most of its costs until much later. A final check of the details before you hit the submit button. Assuming you've been successful, you will receive your UK registration number. There will also be a message regarding the system for joint registrations and data sharing, which is very similar to EU REACH. If you now return to your home page, you will see that the substance has been added there, and if you click on it, you will see this summary page. In the top left of the substance details page, you will see a link to a substance group. This is where you will find links to the contact details of other companies with an interest in the substance. After you've grandfathered your registration, these are the deadlines to submit the data, and it follows the pattern of EU REACH. The high volume and the most hazardous substances must be fully registered first. Your absolute priority, if you have a registration to grandfather, do it now because the deadline is the 30th of April. I hope you found this walkthrough easy to follow and can now grandfather your own registrations. For help or more information, please visit our website or contact us. I'm Paul Forsyth of Alamar. Thank you for watching.